What's up, everybody? I'm Tom Christensen, and this is Fight the Dragon, a game where you fight a dragon. It's a really tough dragon that you'll probably never beat for a long time, but that's okay, because fighting that dragon is actually a small portion of a much bigger game. You see, Fight the Dragon is an action RPG dungeon crawler where players adventure through user-created dungeons. While the developers at 3 Sprockets did stock the game with a handful of levels, the vast majority of the levels in the game were made by other players, and those players have been very busy. There are currently over 1,500 levels for players to play through. Part of the reason why there is so much player-generated content is because 3 Sprockets designed a level editor that is super versatile and easy to use. The level editor is called the Adventure Construction Kit, or AC for short, and allows players to manipulate everything they could want to, from dungeon layouts and prop placement to weather effects and AI options for the monsters. In less than 30 minutes, you can have yourself a fully built and playable dungeon. Now, with the reliance on user-generated content comes a few risks. The level quality can vary from being an amazing adventure to a poorly designed nightmare of impossible to complete jump puzzles. 3 Sprockets has implemented a feedback system so players can keep track of what other players think of their own levels and hopefully adjust them accordingly. There is also multiplayer in Fight the Dragon, though I was unable to try it out as none of my friends own the game since they're super apprehensive about getting into early access games because they have been burned in the past. Well, to them and any other early access avoiders, I'm pointing out that so far, roughly 4 months after the game's release, 3 Sprockets has been regularly releasing solid updates to the game that fix issues and added new content to tinker around with. For example, in the most recent update, 3 Sprockets introduced the Rogue player class, tweaked difficulty progression settings, reworked combat animations, added in new armor sets, introduced 2 new enemy types, and that's just scratching the surface. So where does the dragon factor into all of this? Well, as you take your adventurer through all of these dungeons, you slay enemies to collect experience points and pick up loot from the chests that the dungeon creators, hopefully, scattered throughout the level. Gearing up is the only way to tackle the dragon, as a low-level attempt will certainly result in a quick defeat. Fight the Dragon is available now on Steam Early Access.